I said earlier that I only wanted to do like four of these. Forget that. I'm having too much fun. And so if y'all don't like it, whatever. I'm having fun. That's all that matters. Anyway, and so next question. What got you into writing poems? I will never forget the day that I met Ant Black. I will never forget this day. So this young budding sociologist, I was introduced to him by the homie Ruslan. Ruslan, King's Dream, record label, amazing local artist. Check him out, Ruslan, Ruslan. But Ruslan, he was one of my students, and he also was an underground hip hop artist. And he introduced me to Ant Black. At the time, he was going through his master's degree in sociology at Cal State San Marcos, and so I meet him then because I wanted someone to do spoken word poetry for my comparative cultures class, and so he volunteers to come in. We meet up, and Ruslan comes in, and they just destroy the class, right? It's like they're doing these poems, and the class is just utterly dumbfounded by how amazing it is. And at the end of the class, I was so fired up that I was like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and write poems ourselves, right? Let's do a spoken word poem. And if someone does a spoken word poem and then performs it in class, I will like max out your score for that reading response or something like that. And the students they got kind of excited about it, but what they did was they did something I wasn't expecting. And they said, are you going to write a poem? And I'm like, why am I going to write a poem? I'm a grown-ass man. Why I need to write a poem? I'm the teacher. But then they were like, yo, come on, Hoskins. Let's do it. And I'm like, look, if you're going to have me write a poem, I have to be me. You can't, I can't, I got to write it as myself. And so they were like, yeah, of course. How else would you write it? And so I wrote a poem for that class, and it was called The Truth. And that poem winds up becoming like the title poem of the first CD that I ever made, well, courtesy of Ruslan, who helped me out with the whole thing. And that's how I started doing spoken word poetry. It was really rhymey. I was really rappy. I used to be quite the battle rapper back in the day. You can check anybody. If anybody went to El Camino High School or Oceanside High School and I graduated in 1989. If anybody went there, they can vouch for me. I was quite the battle rapper at my time, and just saying. And so my first poem was really rhymey. It was much more of a rap than a poem, it was you know what I'm saying. But over time I got more sincere. Over time I understood more about poetic technique. But I'm going to tell you what, that's still probably one of the most honest poems I've ever wrote. And that's how it started. And Black, the homie. Anyway, all right. Next question. Look at this. They didn't even ask a question. It's like, I'm good right now. That was a -5. Just because you didn't ask a question. Just saying. Work on that. I really love reading. So are there any book recommendations that you have? Look, I read this book. It's called Children of Blood and Bone. I cannot remember the author right now, but it was a magic bait, like a mystical fairy tale. But it was set in I want to say it was set in Africa, and so all the characters were black. That was amazing. I loved that. And they used all the African folklore and everything in order to center the piece. It was one of the best books I've read in a long time, and so. Just saying, you might want to check that out. I can't remember the author's name, but the title was Children of Blood and Bone. Check that out. I wanted to know what made you want to teach college students. I know you said that you knew teaching was in you, but did you really end up teaching? How did you end up teaching at a community college? How did you end up teaching at a community college? And so. I answered that in part already, but when it comes to teaching community college, there's like one thing that lets you know. I really think I can help out anybody who asks this question like, what level should I teach at or whatever, I can tell you right now what'll make you to a community college professor, and that is, do you like to teach the introduction to your discipline? For me, it's introduction to sociology. For the other, introduction to psychology, introduction to political science, or whatever. If you like teaching the introduction classes, then that means you're a community college teacher. Because the teachers that I had at UCSD, they hated teaching the introduction class. The introduction classes, they hated it. I don't know quite why. I think it has to do with the fact that they feel like they're an expert in their space, which they are. They're an incredible, resource for what they studied and what they wrote about, but they don't feel as well versed on the other things. And so I feel like they shy away from it because they don't like talking about stuff that they are not experts in. And I completely understand that. But at the same time, as teaching introduction to sociology is one of the most rewarding classes that I teach. I get to crack all the jokes. I get to have all the fun in that class. Trust me, I have plenty of jokes and plenty of fun in my other classes, but there's something special about the Introduction to Sociology course. And if you get that, and you are that person, and you really enjoy teaching that course, then welcome to community college. I'm straight up. There's no other way for me to explain it. All right. So, how many siblings do I have? I'm the baby of my family. I'm the baby. I'm the favorite and the baby. My brother is 2 years old. I have two siblings. My brother is 2 years older than me, and my sister is 5 years older than me. And so, yeah, no question there. Punk ass. I'm not asking any questions. Look, another one. I don't have any. -5. Just saying. -5. Just for that. Why did you start teaching sociology? I've answered that in another space. What made you major in sociology? That I've answered in another space. If you are part of these, I don't even understand this question. Look, that's -5 just because I can't even answer your damn question. So anyway, that's it for this segment, and that's it. That's it for the stack of this class. And so, just saying, that's it. Take it easy, folks.